I stood in the courtroom, my hands shaking, staring at my sister Rebecca across the room. The silence was so thick I could barely breathe. Her face was pale, her usual confident smile gone, replaced by pure shock. The judge's voice boomed. "The evidence is clear. One of you is lying, and this court will find the truth." My heart pounded like it wanted to escape my chest. I wanted to scream, to run, to make this nightmare stop. How did we end up here? Sisters bound by blood. Now enemies in a courtroom, fighting over a secret so dark it could ruin us both. People whispered, their eyes bouncing between us. They all wanted to know, what had I done? Or was it Rebecca who crossed the line? The judge raised his gavel, ready to speak. But Rebecca stood up and shouted, "She's the one who betrayed me. She stole everything." Everyone gasped. My knees felt like jelly. I opened my mouth to argue, but no words came out. The truth was a mess of jealousy, lies, and pain from years of fighting. The judge's gavel hovered, and our eyes met hers, angry, mindful of tears. The truth was coming, but would it save us or break us forever? Before we proceed, could you quickly let me know in the comment which city or country are you watching from? And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more real-life stories. Let me take you back to the start, when Rebecca and I were just kids in our little house on Maple Street. I was the older sister, quiet and book-smart, always reading or writing in my notebook. I dreamed of being a vet, helping animals. Rebecca, 2 years younger, was different. She loved being noticed singing, dancing, making everyone laugh. When she walked into a room, people paid attention. Me, I was okay staying quiet, or at least I thought I was. Our parents, Mom and Dad, tried to love us the same, but it felt uneven. I got straight A's, and Mom would stick my report cards on the fridge saying, "Our little genius." It made me proud, but I saw Rebecca's frown. Rebecca's grades were okay, but she shone in school plays. Dad called her our star, and I'd feel invisible. Seemed nice, but those words built a wall between us. I felt Rebecca was the favorite because she was fun. She thought I was loved more because I was smart. We never said it out loud, but jealousy grew like a weed in our hearts. At home, things got tense. Study in my room, door shut, while Rebecca danced in the living room, music blasting. "Turn it down." I'd yell, "Stop being boring." She'd shout back. Small fights grew bigger. Once, she borrowed my favorite star-covered pencil and broke it. I was so mad I hit her dance skirt before a big show. Our parents scolded us, but we never said sorry. We just glared, each thinking, I'm better than her. When I was in 7th grade and Rebecca was in 5th, things got worse. I worked hard on a science project about animals, hoping to win a spot at a vet camp. I spent weeks making a poster, gluing pictures, writing every word perfectly. Rebecca didn't care about science, but she hated how everyone praised my project. "It's always about you," she muttered one night, watching me work. One day I left my poster on the kitchen table to grab a snack. When I came back, it was gone. I searched everywhere: my room, the living room, even the trash. Nothing. The deadline was the next day. Panicked, I asked Rebecca, "Did you see my poster?" She smirked and said, "Maybe it ran away." I didn't believe her, but I had no proof. I stayed up all night remaking it, but it wasn't as good. I didn't win the camp spot. I cried for days. Sure, Rebecca hid it to hurt me. She swore she didn't, but her smile looked sneaky. I never forgave her. That was when I first thought, I hate my sister. By high school, we barely talked. I was studying hard, still dreaming of being a vet. Rebecca was on the dance team, always. The star. Then I met Sam. He was in my science class, funny and kind, with a big smile. I liked him, but was too shy to say so. We did homework together, and I thought maybe he liked me too. But Rebecca met Sam at a school dance. I don't know if she knew I liked him, but she turned on her charm, laughing and dancing with him. Sam was dazzled. Soon he was texting her. Not me. When I found out, my heart felt like it shattered. He knew I liked him. I yelled at her one night. She rolled her eyes. It's not my fault he likes me better. Sam picked Rebecca. I stopped talking to both of them. The worst part, Rebecca didn't even care about him. After a few weeks, she dumped him, saying he was boring. My pain turned to anger. I swore I'd never let her win again. Our fights got uglier. I got into a college program for biology, a step toward my vet dream. Rebecca joined a dance team that traveled the world. Our parents bragged about us both, but we only saw each other's wins as our own losses. Mom called me one night, her voice shaky. Your dad's sick, she said. Cancer. And he is at the hospital. I rushed there, and so did Rebecca. For a moment, we were united, sitting by Dad's hospital bed, holding his hands. But when Dad's situation got worse, our old fights came back because I wanted to move him to a better hospital. Rebecca wanted him to stay close. We yelled in the hospital hallway, not caring who heard. Rebecca dropped her backpack at the hospital hall, wanted to use the restroom. I searched her backpack, then I found something, a letter. It was from Dad, saying he gave her money for both of us. I was shocked. Why didn't he tell me? I checked her bank account online as her phone isn't passworded and saw she'd spent a lot on dance stuff costumes. Trips, shoes. My hands shook. That money could have helped Dad's medicine. I confronted her, and she snapped, because I deserve it. You've always been the favorite? The fight exploded. I accused her of stealing. She accused me of intruding into her privacy. She said I was jealous of her success. Words turned to screams, and then I found proof, a bank statement showing she took more money than Dad gave her. This could have paid for better treatment. I could tell everyone, ruin her life. But would I? I stood in my room, the bank statement crumpled in my hand. My phone buzzed Rebecca's name on the screen. I ignored it. The secret burned inside me. I could go to the police, to Mom, and Rebecca would be done. But would it fix anything? Would it break our family forever? A knock came at the door. I froze. Alicia, open up. Rebecca's voice was sharp, panicked. I know what you found. You don't understand. My heart raced. I clutched the paper tighter. What did she mean? Was there more to the story? I took a step toward the door, then stopped. The truth was close, but so was the danger. I stood in my bedroom, my heart pounding like a drum. The bank statement in my hand felt like a bomb. Rebecca's voice came through the door, shaky and desperate. Alicia, please, you don't get it. Every word stung. I wanted to believe her, to find a reason not to hate her. But years of paying her, stealing my project, taking Sam, and now Dad's money choked me. How could I trust her now? I opened the door, just a crack. Rebecca's face was red, her eyes puffy from crying. What don't I get? I asked, my voice cold. She took a shaky breath. I didn't steal it, she said. Dad gave it to me to keep safe. He wanted to help you with school, but he said you'd be too busy to take it. I was supposed to give it to you later. It didn't make sense. Dad would have told me, right? Then why's it in your bank account? I snapped, waving the paper. Rebecca looked down, her hands fidgeting. Okay, I used some for my dance team's trip, she admitted. But I was going to pay it back, I promise. My heart sank. She took money meant for me and spent it on herself. You're selfish, I said, my voice wobbling. You always are. Rebecca started crying. I'm sorry, Alicia. I messed up. I miss Dad so much. She looked so small, like the kid she used to be. For a second, I wanted to hug her, but the pain of her betrayal stopped me. Just leave, I said, shutting the door. I sat on my bed, the paper still in my hand. I remembered when Rebecca and I were little, we fought over everything. I hated her loud music while I studied. Turn it off. I'd yell, stop being boring, she'd shout back. Once, she broke my favorite star pencil. I was so mad I hit her dance skirt before a show. Our parents got upset, but we never apologized. We just kept fighting, each wanting to be better. Rebecca still, standing at my door, her face pale and eyes wide with fear. The letter from Dad in my hand felt like it was burning me. "What do you mean? It's worse," I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Tears stung my eyes, and my chest hurt from everything: Dad's sickness, Rebecca's lies, and now this new secret. I reopened the door for her. She stepped inside, closing the door softly, like she was scared someone would hear. "I didn't want to tell you," she said, her voice shaking. "But you need to know the truth about the money." I gripped the letter tighter. "What truth?" I asked, my throat tight. Rebecca sank onto my bed, her hands covering her face. "Dad didn't just give me the money for your school," she said. "He was in trouble. He owed money to some people, bad people. He told me to pay them off to keep us safe." My stomach dropped. "What kind of people?" I asked, my voice trembling. Rebecca looked up, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I don't know exactly. He said they were from his old job before he got sick. I used most of the money to pay them, but I kept some. For my dance trip, I thought I could fix it later." My head spun. Dad, our kind, gentle dad, in trouble with bad people. It didn't make sense. Why didn't he tell me? I cried. "Why only you?" Rebecca's voice broke. "He said you had enough to worry about with school. He thought I could handle it." But I couldn't. I messed up, Alicia. I'm so sorry. My heart shattered. I think she wasn't just selfish. She was scared, carrying a secret too big for either of us. But the hurt was still there, sharp and raw. "You should have told me," I said, tears falling. "We could have faced it together." Rebecca sobbed, reaching for my hand, but I pulled away. "I can't trust you," I said, my voice breaking. "Not after everything." Her face crumpled and she ran out, leaving me alone with the letter and a heart full of pain. I curled up on my bed, the letter beside me. I thought of happy times with Rebecca when we were much younger, before we fought. We used to sneak cookies, giggling under the kitchen table. Once, when I fell off my bike and scraped my knee, Rebecca ran to get a bandage, saying, "I'll save you, big sis." Those moments felt like a dream now, buried under years of anger. The fight started small. I was 9 when I won a pet poster contest. Mom hugged me, saying, "You're my little animal hero." Rebecca, only 7, sat quietly, her cat drawing ignored. When she won a dance ribbon, Dad lifted her up, cheering. "That's my star." I felt small, like my poster didn't matter. We were kids, but every win for one of us felt like a loss for the other. Thinking of Sam hurt just as much. I'd been texting him again after Rebecca broke his heart. His messages were kind, like the Sam I liked in science class. "I miss hanging out with you," he wrote. I was stupid back then. Didn't see what was right in front of me. My heart fluttered, but I was scared. What if Rebecca ruined this too? At school, I saw Sam in the cafeteria. He waved me over, smiling. "Want to grab ice cream after class?" he asked. I nodded, my cheeks hot. For the first time in years, I felt light, like I could be happy. But as I left, I saw Rebecca by the lockers watching us. Her eyes narrowed and my stomach dropped. Did she know? Was she planning something? I spent days at the hospital watching Dad get weaker. His face was thin, his hands cold. Rebecca sat on the other side, silent, her eyes red. The machines beeped, reminding me time was running out. One day, Dad woke up, his voice a whisper. "My girls," he said, looking at us. "You're stronger together. Don't let anger win." My throat tightened. Rebecca's eyes filled with tears. For a moment we held hands, his words pulling us close. But it didn't last. I overheard Rebecca on the phone late one night, her voice low. "I'll pay it back, I swear," she said. "Just don't tell anyone." My heart pounded. Who was she talking to? Was it about the money? I crept closer, hiding. "I took too much," she whispered. I didn't mean for it to go this far. My blood ran cold. What was she hiding? I confronted her the next morning. Who are you talking to? I asked, my voice shaking. Her face went pale. Nobody, she said, too fast. You're just nosy. But I saw the panic in her eyes. I thought of the bank statement, the hospital payments, her dance trip. Was she hiding something bigger? I couldn't sleep. I dug through Rebecca's backpack, feeling guilty but desperate. I found another letter, tucked in a pocket. It was from Dad in shaky handwriting. Rebecca, my star. It read, I gave you the money for Alicia's school, but I trust you to use it wisely. Don't tell her. It'll break her heart. I'm so proud of you. My hands shook. Dad trusted Rebecca, not me. Why did he think I couldn't handle it? Or did he love her more? Tears streamed down my face. I felt betrayed not just by Rebecca, but by Dad. I thought I was his favorite, the smart one. Maybe I was wrong. Okay? Maybe Rebecca was the one he believed in. The pain cut deep, like a knife in my chest. I wanted to scream at her to make her feel this hurt. But what would it change? Dad was dying, and our family was falling apart. I sat on the floor, the letter in my lap, tears dripping onto it. My phone buzzed Sam, asking if I was okay. I didn't answer. My heart was too heavy, torn between love for Dad and anger at Rebecca. Then I heard footsteps. Rebecca burst in, eyes wide. Alicia, I need to tell you something, she said, her voice shaking. It's about the money. And Dad, it's worse than you think. My heart stopped. What could be worse? I clutched the letter, my hands trembling. Rebecca's face was pale, like she was carrying a secret too big to hold. Was it another lie? Or was the truth about to break us both? Opened my mouth, but no words came. The room felt like it was closing in, and we stood there, caught in a storm of pain and secrets, with no way out. My heart thumped so loud I thought it might burst. The dark car outside our house looked like a monster waiting to attack. Rebecca's whisper, "They're here," rang in my ears. We stood frozen, staring at each other, our years of fighting forgotten in fear. Who are they? I asked, my voice shaking. Rebecca's eyes were wide, her hands trembling. "A people Dad owed money to," she said. "I thought I paid enough to keep them away, but they want more." I peeked out the window. The car's door opened, and a tall man in a dark jacket stepped out, his face hidden. He looked at our house, and my stomach twisted. "We need to call the police," I said, grabbing my phone. But Rebecca stopped me, her hand cold on my wrist. "No, they said no police, or it'll be worse." My heart sank. "Then what do we do?" I asked, tears burning my eyes. Rebecca looked lost, like the little girl who hid behind me during storms. "I don't know," she whispered. "I'm so sorry I dragged you into this." For a moment, I saw my sister not the rival who stole my project or Sam, but the scared kid who needed me. I took a deep breath. "We face this together," I said, my voice steady despite the fear. Rebecca's eyes filled with tears, and she nodded. We held hands, our grip tight, as the man started walking toward our door. The doorbell rang sharp and loud, making us jump. My mind raced with memories: Dad's warm hugs, Rebecca's giggles, the fights that broke us. I thought of the letter, Dad's words, "I trust you to use it wisely." He'd believed in Rebecca. Maybe he kept the secret to protect us both. Okay? Now, with danger at our door, I realized I didn't want to lose my sister, no matter how much. We'd hurt each other. Asterisk, stay behind me, I said, stepping toward the door. Rebecca grabbed my arm. "No, we do this together," she said, her voice shaking but firm. I nodded, and we opened the door together. The man stood there, his face hard, his eyes cold. "You, Rebecca?" he asked. She nodded, squeezing my hand. "I paid what I could," she said. "Please leave us alone." He smirked. "Your dad owed my boss a lot more than you paid. You've got 1 day to get the rest, or this gets ugly." My heart pounded, but I stepped forward. "Our dad's dying," I said. my voice breaking. He's in the hospital. We don't have any money left? His eyes softened for a second, but then he shrugged. Not my problem. He walked back to his car, leaving us trembling. Back inside, we sat on the couch, still holding hands. What do we do? Rebecca asked, her voice small. I thought of Dad, his weak smile, his plea for us to stick together. I thought of Sam, who'd offered to help. I thought of the years I'd spent hating Rebecca, letting jealousy build walls. We tell the truth, I said. To Mom, to the police, to everyone. No more secrets. Rebecca's eyes widened. But they'll hate me, she said, tears falling. I messed everything up. My heart ached. I saw the guilt eating her alive. Maybe, I said softly, but you're my sister. We'll fix this together. She sobbed, falling into my arms. For the first time in years, we hugged, our tears mixing, our broken bond starting to mend. Asterisk the next morning. We thought being honest will fix everything, but it wasn't that simple. We went to the police. I held Rebecca's hand as she told. The officer, everything's debt, the money, the man in the car. The officer listened, his face serious. We'll look into it, he said. Stay with your mom for now. We'll keep you safe. We nodded, our hearts heavy but hopeful. After we told the police about the bad people Dad owed money to, the police found the men, but they also found out about the money Dad gave Rebecca. Money meant for my school, the money she spent on her dance trip. One of the men, the one in the dark jacket, said Rebecca stole from Dad's savings, not just used it to pay his debts. He told the police she kept some for herself, and they believed him. They said Rebecca broke the law by taking money that wasn't all hers. The police asked me questions, like if I knew about the money or if I helped her spend it. I didn't, but Rebecca thought I told them she was a thief to get back at her. For everything my lost science project, Sam, all our fights. That's why she stood up in court and shouted, she's the one who betrayed me. She stole everything. She thought I turned her in to make her look bad, but I didn't. I told the police the truth. That Rebecca used some money for her dance trip, but also paid Dad's debts to keep us safe. I showed them the letter from Dad, the one where he trusted her to handle it. I even told them about the hospital payments she made. I didn't want Rebecca to get in trouble, even after all the hurt between us. I just wanted the truth to come out. The courtroom was scary, with everyone staring at us. The judge looked at the bank papers, the letter, and listened to the police. Rebecca's lawyer said she made a mistake but wasn't a thief. My lawyer said I had nothing to do with the money. It felt so wrong standing on opposite sides, like we were still rivals. But deep down, I didn't want to fight anymore. I remembered Dad's words, "You're stronger together." In the end, the judge decided Rebecca had to pay back what she took for her dance trip, but she wouldn't go to jail. The bad men were caught, and their lies didn't win. Rebecca looked at me when it was over, tears in her eyes. "I thought you hated me," she whispered. I shook my head, my own eyes wet. I was mad, but you're my sister, I said. We're in this together. That's how we ended up in the courtroom. Big, scary fight over money, secrets, and trust. But it taught us something. Even when we mess up, even when we hurt each other, family is worth fighting for. Rebecca and I aren't perfect, but we're learning to be sisters again, not rivals. And that's a truth stronger than any courtroom could hold. We went to the hospital to meet Mom. We told her the truth, every painful detail. She cried, hugging us both. "I wish you'd told me sooner," she said. "But I'm proud of you for being honest now." That afternoon, Dad got worse. He sat by his bed, holding his hands. His eyes fluttered open, and he smiled weakly. "My girls," he whispered, "you're here. Together." My throat tightened. "We're sorry, Dad," I said, tears streaming down my face. "We love you." Rebecca nodded, sobbing. "We'll take care of each other, I promise." Dad's hand squeezed ours, so faint but full of love. "I know," he said, his voice barely there. I always knew. He closed his eyes and the machines went quiet. I held Rebecca and we cried, our hearts breaking as Dad slipped away. The pain was unbearable, like a piece of us was gone forever. But in that moment, we weren't rivals, we were sisters. Sharing a grief only we could understand. Weeks later, Rebecca and I sat in our backyard, the air cool and quiet. The court had been resolved, and the danger was gone. But our journey wasn't over. We started talking, really talking, about the years of jealousy and hurt. I admitted I felt invisible next to her sparkle. She confessed she envied my smarts, always feeling like she wasn't enough. We cried, laughed, and promised to be honest no matter how hard Sam came by one day bringing ice cream. He hugged us both, his smile warm. You two are stronger. Then you know, he said. I smiled, my heart lighter. Sam and I were friends again, maybe more someday, but I wasn't afraid of Rebecca taking him anymore. We were building something new as sisterhood, stronger than rivalry. We kept a box of Dad's things, his favorite hat, his old photos, the letter he wrote. We read it together sometimes, remembering his love. We learned that jealousy can break you, but forgiveness can heal. We chose to be sisters, not just by blood, but by heart, vowing to never let secrets or anger tear us apart again. And so, Rebecca and I faced the world together, our bond a light in the darkness. A reminder that love, when chosen, can mend even the deepest wounds. The lesson was clear. Rivalry may divide, but forgiveness builds a bridge back home.